Good morning, everybody. It's Bernard and John from Ucidity, and today we wanted to come to you with a bit of a story, an experience that we've had that we thought would be valuable to share with you guys. So John and I got together and thought we'd put this video out there for you, and hopefully it'll give you some value that you might be able to take away in your own business.
Yeah, so look, we had a situation a couple of months ago where we were a front runner for an opportunity to build a $60,000 web project, and we sort of told that we pretty much had it, and we found out a little bit later that another company had come in and taken the lead on it and actually won the bid. And we wanted to share with you how that happened, what we learned from it, and more importantly, what you can learn from it and how you can grow from that as well.
So a little bit of context around that. Essentially, we had formed a great relationship with the people that we're working with. We had imparted a lot of knowledge and valuable information. The one key differentiator that this agency approached them with was that they came from a consultative perspective rather than fulfilling the brief. And it was very weird for us because our mantra is to create that clarity for a business. And we found ourselves in a position where we were just fulfilling the brief rather than offering that consultative approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a really important thing, because when we actually talked about this project, our first instinct was like, we don't really understand from what their website is about, what their content is about, what they're trying to pitch, and that was sort of what they were trying to. That was the whole purpose of this web project as well. And I think what came out of it was we led with the whole, here's how we're going to make your website better. And what the other agency led with, which is where Bernard is more of an expert than me, is they led with brand. They basically said, look, your brand needs a whole realignment, a readjustment. And I think that's a super, super important topic that we wanted to share today. Me included, a lot of businesses don't really lead with brand. I think a common thing is that brand is a word that just gets thrown around, and a lot of people don't really understand what it is or how it impacts the business. It's just like, it's very rare that anyone comes to us and says, hey, our brand's not right, we need a new brand. It's usually like, hey, we're not getting conversions on our website, or we're getting a lot of tie kickers on the phone or whatnot. And a lot of people just jump in and go, oh, we'll do some sales training, or we'll make your website better. But it's very rare that I think people come in and go, do you know what? Your brand's out of alignment. You need to either tighten your brand or realign your brand.
Yeah, and I think you actually pointed that out perfectly, that the term itself has been really watered down because so many different aspects of the design and marketing space use the term brand and creating a brand. And each space has an element of the brand. The digital space has an element of the brand. The traditional positioning has an element of the brand. But what it's really about is being strategic. So it's all about positioning. How does your brand actually talk to your customers? How do they align with what you do? And how do you create those pieces within your business to consistently and congruently align with that? So what we found kind of at a base level was that, structurally the website didn't work because it wasn't customer focused and it didn't package up the services in a way that was digestible by their customers. But as John mentioned, individually we actually had conversations that the brand itself looked stale, that it wouldn't attract the right types of customers because it looked cheap and cheerful rather than an upper level brand, a more tier one type brand. The brand itself was worth $250 million internationally. So when we were looking at it and acknowledging the fact that it needed to be more strategic in the way that it went to market, which we told them within the web context, we didn't step out of the web context, which is what the brief was, and go, actually, from a business context, strategically you need to align the brand and you need to position it for the market that you guys are trying to target.
Yeah. Which is, it's and I hope everyone out there who's listening, I hope this rings a few bells for you as well, because I think something that it is something we are generally quite good at, is being able to lead with brand. And I guess this was probably maybe a much larger organisation than what we're used to. It was the context in which the project came to us. Something where we pretty much just, as we said, we were trying to tick boxes rather than just stepping above that and saying, do you know what, here's how it needs to happen. You need to reposition your business. And I think for me, what I've got out of that is one, if you have that instinct of, if you hear that voice in your head that says, we can't say that. I hear a lot of people say, salespeople say we can't say that. But if your first instinct is this is what needs to happen for business, then run with your instinct. And a lot of the times, I've certainly grown with this from my background as well, from my coaching background and my web background, is when I had that little voice in my head that says, don't say that, or that you can't say that, because they might, whatever it is. But anyway, I normally say it. And what tends to happen is that the people I'm talking to actually, after the call, they're like, thank you for bringing it up. You're the only people that have brought that up. And we really needed to hear that because we weren't doing X, Y, Z, and that's really been valuable for us. So firstly, lead with value, follow your instinct. And I think the second important thing is the importance of the word brand. If you don't know what brand is, there's some great articles that we're going to be sharing, which is what is brand. So it isn't this mysterious thing that was mysterious for me. What is brand and how brand will help your business grow. And it's a critical part of a business that I feel that a lot of people ignore.
We also share every first and third Friday of the month. Grant, Tom, and I get together and we do a live stream, and in that live stream we do share kind of more what's happening right now in the trends in business and industry, all about brand and how brand aligns with business and that value that it brings back for a business. So if you're looking for something that's in the moment, we have those live streams that go up on Facebook and YouTube at the moment.
Thanks for watching.
Awesome.
See you next time.
Appreciate it, guys.